Hi, Bridget from Throw Your Leg over here. We're just talking today about what you can do to set yourself up for awesome day rides on your motorcycle. So if you've got your bike, you've got your gear, you've learned how to ride, you've been practicing, and now you're ready to head out a bit further, I've got 3 tips for you today to make that a great experience. Tip number 1 is have a think about who you are going to ride with. My suggestion would be to find a buddy who's more experienced than you and head out together. For a few reasons. Obviously, they will have some knowledge of local roads and they'll be able to take you to great places to practice your riding. They can help you, give you tips. If you're struggling with a certain aspect of your riding, they can help you out. And of course, if there's any hiccups along the way, then they are right there with you and they can help you. So as you start off, I'd recommend having a buddy. As you grow in confidence, you might like to think about going on a group ride and even on solo rides. But a buddy, I think, is a good place to start. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is have a think about where you're going to go riding. You've probably been practicing close to home, you've probably been dealing with traffic and hankering to get out onto some nice quiet country roads. So think about your ride fitness when you're sort of having a look at where you want to go. Maybe start off on a ride that's maybe 1 or 2 hours and then work your way up to 3 or 4 hours and maybe a full day if that's what you want to do. As you're learning your skills of cornering and braking, those roads with those beautiful sweeping curves are great to practice. And as you gain your confidence on your cornering and braking, then you can search out some mountain roads that are more twisty and more challenging. The other thing to think about when you're heading out for day rides is the wildlife. You mightn't have to deal with as much traffic, but you will need to keep an eye out for wildlife, so always stay on alert for that. If you want to check out some ride routes, we do have our Throw Your Leg Over books, so guidebooks packed with awesome rides, so feel free to check out those if you would like. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is managing your fatigue. As you would already know, staying alert and concentrating is super important when you're riding your motorbike. So a couple of tips before you even head out is get a good night's sleep and avoid hangovers. You want to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in the morning before you even set off. So yeah, make sure you hit the sack early and no alcohol or very little alcohol the night before. What you also want to think about with managing your fatigue is as you're riding, just take breaks every half hour, every hour. Just stop, rehydrate, and stretch your legs a bit, and then throw your leg over again, and off you go. Another thing is if you find as you're riding that your mind is a bit unsure or you're just sort of feeling not quite right, just pull over, take a break, reset, and then hop back on and keep going. Another thing to keep in mind is the ergonomics of your bike. If your ergonomics are not quite right, that's sort of going to drain your energy over the course of the day. So just have a think about that as well. So that's tip number 3, managing your fatigue. Quick recap, think about who you want to ride with, think about where you want to ride, and think about managing your fatigue. So if you can do those, that'll set you up for an awesome day ride and you will have lots of fun. So thank you, take care, and feel free to check us out at throwyourlegover.com.au. Take care.